Welcome back, everyone, to the top 10 scenes in Vinland Saga Season 2. These are all based on my opinion. My only real credential is graduating from Hustlers University. So if one of your favorite scenes is not on here or you don't agree with the order, feel free to comment down below and see what you guys got. Number 10 is in episode 4 where Aynor is choking Thorfin in his sleep. At this point, him and Thorfin weren't as close, and Aynor recently found out that Thorfin was a Viking raider, someone that would have killed people like his own family. Aynor is visibly livid. You see like the veins in his hand. He looks like the back of a leaf. So yeah, they're really popping out, and he starts choking Thorfinn. Luckily, Aynor couldn't bring himself to do it and stops, while Thorfinn just started to scream because of his dreams again. Number 9 is in episode 12, Omar versus Canute's soldier. I really thought Omar was going to be the one dying, but Wolf made sure that Omar would win by flicking a coin straight into the soldier's eye. It was a pretty gruesome death. The sword ended up just going straight to his throat. This is probably what people after vaping for 20 years feel like. Number 8 is in episode 14 when we find out that Ironhide is pregnant. What makes this scene especially good is that this takes place right after we find out that her husband is Gardnar, the slave that escaped and is now in captivity. And the audience knows that Kettle has a liking for her, and her being pregnant is just adding to a difficult situation that she will be facing. Number 7 is in episode 10 where Canute kills his brother. So far, there's only been two people seen favorably by Canute, and that's Ragnar, the guy Canute wished was his real dad, and his brother Harold. Harold treated Canute with kindness growing up, even if their dad tried to keep them separated. That's why it's shocking when we find out that it was Canute slowly poisoning his brother. Canute is becoming less like his foster parent Ragnar and more like his biological parent Swain. With Canute hallucinating Swain's decapitated head, mocking him, really adds just like another layer to the insanity Canute is facing after killing so many people and becoming very heartless, even killing his brother that treated him well. Canute makes a return on the number 6 best scene in Vinland Saga. This one's in episode 20. This time, Canute is the one knocking on Death's door. That's because during the battle, Thorhill swims around the battlefield, going behind Canute, almost landing a killing blow on Canute. He barely blocks the attack with his sword. His sword breaks, and this really shows Thorgil's killing intent. He pretty much went all out with that swing. He kills a few other soldiers, but Wolf comes to Canute's rescue by stabbing Thorgil in the wrist, and Wolf gets eye gouged. And it's a pretty gruesome scene as well. This goes to show that winning a battle isn't necessarily about having the most powerful men. It has to do a lot with strategy. Thorfinn does escape. Hopefully, he comes back next season. Maybe he can fight someone like Thorkill. That would be pretty cool. Number 5 is Thorfinn getting up and yelling at the guy that has to punch him 100 times. Thorfinn lets him know that he can't waste his time. He has people waiting on him. This is one of the scenes where the art really elevates the whole scene. It really takes it to another level. You can tell Thorfinn's frustration from the way he grabs his hair back. He's grabbing his head. Um, it really shows its own story about his determination to help others without using violence. I believe this is the time a lot of the Vikings from Canute's army really gain respect for him. Number 4 is in episode 18. This is the hardest scene to watch in the anime, which is Kettle beating Ironhide. When Kettle comes back from escaping Canute, he beats Ironhide. This really goes to show that Ironhide is a true victim of situation. She's been the kindest of all the characters this season, and her life has been miserable. It really goes to show how sometimes the best people can really be affected by other people's evil actions. She didn't choose for Garnar to go to war, causing her to be sold into slavery. She didn't choose for Kettle to fall in love with her, which I'm assuming is because she was a kind and compassionate person, and she had no choice in getting pregnant because she was a slave. She had no say in Canoe setting his eyes on Kettle's farm, making Kettle channel his anger on her. Number three is Canute changing his mind after talking to Thorfin. Canute comments about how Thorfin has become such a beautiful person in terms of his character and philosophy after their conversation. This scene shows Canute opening up his mindset on how to achieve peace. One thing I really enjoy about Vinland Saga is its ability to make complex and compelling characters and character development. Canute started off as a quiet, shy, sheltered boy. After his foster parent died, he realized that his god he worshipped all this time abandoned him and his people, and he was convinced that only he had the power to change the world, causing him to go along with the plan to kill his own dad, becoming King of England. And only he can create. He convinced himself that only he can create paradise, making him more heartless and making him more power hungry to the point he would kill anyone in his path, including his own brother that treated him very well. Then came Thorfin back into his life, which Thorfin himself changed from a ruthless warrior to a pacifist seeking peace as well. These two conflicted characters came together to make a wonderful scene. For these next two entries, I had a difficult time trying to pick one over the other. These could be interchangeable. But for number two is in episode 20, and that is Ironhide dying. This was a very emotional end for Ironhide. She truly did not deserve the life she was given. She had visions of her kids, of her husband, right when she was dying, just her crossing over to the afterlife. Especially her last words really made the scene incredibly sad because she mentioned that she was relieved to die because dying was her only escape from this cruel world. This truly has to be one of the saddest scenes in anime, in my opinion. Um, but it does encourage Thorfin and Aynor to be more motivated to create a peaceful community in Vinland, so people don't have to go through their life hating it. They want to create a peaceful world where people are happy to live, and they want to do it in her memory. The number one scene is Thorfinn dreaming in episode 9. This scene takes up most of the episode, it's fairly long. It does start off with Thorfinn's dad talking to Thorfinn, asking him who he killed with that knife. It cuts to Thorfinn looking younger and him stabbing a kid in the throat, which is related to Aynor, leading a bunch of corpses that drag Thorfinn down to a place resembling hell. Thorfinn interprets it as a warrior's heaven or a Valhalla, just a never ending battle where corpses are all laughing. Askeladd is there too. He explains to Thorfinn that this isn't Valhalla. This is the real world. It's just people mindlessly killing each other, uh, and that Thorfinn is back to being one of them because he had a fit of rage when someone made him mad, causing him to punch them. And it ends up with a giant pile of corpses, a lot of them being people that Thorfinn has killed, trying to bring him down to the river of blood. The corpses cry, and so does Thorfinn. Thorfinn asks for forgiveness. Askeladd encouraged Thorfinn to leave this place and never to come back. Thorfinn is able to leave and wakes up. This is what I believe is a turning point for Thorfinn and the turning point for the whole series. Thorfinn realizes that he has to make up for the all the people he murdered, all the innocents that have died on his hands by saving that many people over. Um, he really feels that he has to repent and that is his job to cleanse himself, cleanse his hands, wash the blood off his hands. He needs to make a peaceful society. Those were the best scenes in my opinion. Comment your favorite scenes, like the video, subscribe, and make two other accounts and subscribe to here with those accounts too. I'm trying to get to 10 subscribers that aren't my aunties and mom. See ya.